Hi folks, so I am here to show you a 60-second install of a automatic ice maker I purchased off of Amazon. The reason I'm doing this video is because I ran into all kinds of problems during the installation due to poor instructions provided by the manufacturer. So one of the reasons you're going to run into problems is because, as you can see, the instructions here are nothing more than a series of pages that were photocopied out of a manual that cover just the ice maker installation. Probably came from a refrigerator unit that was purchased and then had these instructions as part of the regular manual. But what I noticed right off is when I went in here, it starts off at number 10 in the list of things to do. What happened through 1 through 9? Well, who knows what happened to that, and then you get down here to 13 and all of a sudden it jumps up to 19. So you run into these problems and there are gaps in the installation that you have to figure out on your own. And some of those gaps took me a lot of time to figure out, so I'm just going to show you how this looks in the end and give you some tips. First of all, here's what the unit looks like when it's fully installed. In order to get here, you have to do a couple of things. If you go back to the refrigerator's rear, which the instructions don't tell you you're going to the rear to do this, they'll tell you to poke through the tube that comes with it that fills up the ice maker. Well, they don't tell you to do it from the back side of the refrigerator, so you're trying to figure out how you do it from the inside of the freezer. On the back of your refrigerator, if it's one like mine, you'll have a sticker over this area here that says to cut a notch or a hole in it so you can put the tube through the back of the refrigerator to feed the ice maker water from down below. So that's how that goes in. You actually cut a hole or remove the sticker and you push the fill tube through the back of the refrigerator, and while you're doing that you actually twist it. It'll take a little bit of strength, but you'll twist it and it'll lock into place. You then have to run this tube down here to the bottom of the fridge. Notice that it runs underneath the cardboard cover in the back. That's actually how they describe it in the manual, and it actually works. You bring it down here, and then you have this water valve here, which plugs into a plug in the refrigerator that is sitting here underneath the condenser and taped down to the bottom of the inside of the refrigerator. So you'll see it probably sitting inside there. You remove these 4 screws here, pull the back of the refrigerator cover off here, and you'll probably find a mess if you have a refrigerator that's been used for a few years. You'll need to vacuum out all the dust inside of there, and then you plug the spare plug sitting here for the valve onto the valve, mount it here on the side, and you shove this tube into the bottom and it locks in. Be careful not to kink the tube when you do it because you want the water to be able to flow and you don't want to break the line. So push it into the valve, manipulate the valve through here, and then screw it into the holes on the side of the bottom of the fridge. This spot here is where my water line will connect. I have not connected my water line that comes off of my sink to feed the refrigerator yet because I'm waiting for a water softener to be installed. But once that's done, you'll tie your water line on here. Anyway, returning back into the fridge real quick. Once you get inside of here, you'll see this is the fill tube up here that comes through the back. That goes into this little notch here. And on the inside of the fridge, you've got 2 screws that are holding the ice maker onto the wall of the freezer. Basically, you have the screws in the kit. You screw the long screws in and start them, then slide the ice maker down on top of them and tighten them up. What you'll find though when you do that is that this thing will actually sit crooked and the bottom edge of the ice maker will be flush against the wall of the fridge, which is a problem because water can then run out when it fills up. In order to compensate for that, there is a leveling bracket which is held in there by a screw on the bottom of the unit. In the instructions it's very difficult to tell where that is, but on the bottom of the unit there's that white plastic cover there, and one of the screws that's in there, you remove that screw and place that bracket on there, and then put that screw back in and adjust that bracket using the slot in the bracket to space the ice maker away from the wall of the freezer to level it out. Once you have that done and you plug in the unit in the back, you're good to go. Plugging the unit into the back, there should be a cover on the back here of most refrigerators. You just pop that cover off with a screwdriver, and that'll expose the plug that is in the back of the fridge for you to plug the unit into, and you should be set. So anyway, hopefully that'll help you walk through this process so that you're not spending 2 hours trying to read the instructions and figure out what's going on because the steps that you need are missing. And I hope that gets you in the right place. Thank you very much.